In this video, we create a USB installer allowing us to install Windows 11 on an unsupported device bypassing hardware restrictions. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Windows 11 is posing difficulties at launch for those of us whose PCs fail to meet its strict hardware requirements. In this video, using a single free app to take us through the process of downloading an ISO file, imagine that file to a USB drive and modifying the installer to enable it to work on an unsupported hardware. All you need is a PC and a blank USB stick with a capacity of 8 GB or greater. The app in question is Rufus, and you'll find it at the link shown on the screen now and linked in the written description accompanying this video. For the purpose of this tutorial, we'll use the portable version of Rufus, which means that it will run directly from the downloaded file without the need to permanently install it on our device. With the portable version, we have the option to delete it after use. Of course, we could instead use the full version if we intend to use Rufus regularly, and either version works the same way. For those of you running an earlier version, the features shown in this video were introduced with Rufus 3.17. So you will need to ensure that you've obtained the most recent version in order for these features to be available. We click to download the portable version and close the advertising pop-up. The download starts and finishes quickly at just 1.3 megabytes. We click to run Rufus. User account control will appear on most systems and we click yes to provide permission to proceed. On first run, Rufus invites us to check for updates and we click yes to perform this brief check before proceeding to the main interface. At this point, we insert our blank USB drive into an available USB port on our device and also recorded in the device field in Rufus. If you are using multiple sticks at the same time, be careful to ensure that you select the correct drive for this process, as it will be entirely erased. If necessary, remove any other USB sticks from your system to avoid the possibility of error. We now need to point Rufus toward an ISO file, which is a single file containing a disk image, and in this case, the disk image is used to install Windows. If you already have an ISO file, you can skip ahead in this tutorial to the timecode shown on the screen now, as the first phase of this process is concerned with obtaining that file. If you don't have an ISO, the traditional path has always been to obtain one directly from Microsoft, using the link shown on the screen now. However, Rufus streamlines the entire process, allowing us to download the ISO file from Microsoft, then directly create bootable USB media, modify it to remove hardware restrictions. All from within this single window, having selected download from the drop-down, and here we click on download icon again, triggering the download script, which takes us to the version selector. We click the drop-down and select Windows 11, then click to continue. At the time of this video's publication, only one version of Windows 11 was available for download. Although clicking the drop-down and select the last version, then click continue to advance to the additional selector. Clicking the drop-down and select the only one presently offered. Click the continue to language selection screen and select your language. We again click continue and select 64-bit from architecture choice, and now it's time to download. You could download using our browser by ticking this box, although Rufus is fully capable of handling this task and we therefore leave the option unticked. The initial download will save as an ISO image, and we need to provide a location and a title for the saved file. We'll accept the default for both by clicking Save. With the target location set, our download begins. This process will take some time, with around 5 GB of data to be transferred. Sometime later, the process concludes, and we are ready for the next phase. Heading to File Explorer, we see that the ISO file has been downloaded to our target location. We'll be using this file in Rufus. Returning to Rufus, we see that the ISO we've downloaded has been pre-selected as the basis for our Windows installation media. And from here onward, the two paths converge. Crucially, this download offers two image options. The first can be exercised if your machine meets the criteria for Windows 11 installation and is effectively the default option available from Microsoft. More interestingly, the extended Windows 11 installation will negate any necessity for TPM secure boot and 8 GB RAM thresholds, and it's these barriers which we need to remove in order to install Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. Now we are ready to click Start. But before doing that, it's worth noting that Rufus will completely and permanently delete all existing data on the drive. So before proceeding, you should transfer all important files to another device. This warning is again made clear by the pop-up confirmation box. We are required to click OK to continue. With that, the process of creating the bootable media begins, and we can again take a break as this long phase takes place without further interaction. Once the drive is repartitioned, it can be recognized as a new device by your operating system, and here it triggers our antivirus as though inserted for the first time. You can watch the creation process in the lower progress bar, and again it's simply a matter of allowing the software to perform in the background. Once the standard ISO has been imaged to the USB drive, the final crucial process removes Windows 11 installation restrictions, allowing us to install on devices which fail to meet the minimum specifications. After final touches are applied, we are reminded of the need to disable secure boot when using the bootloader, as this may understandably raise some security concerns. We can close Rufus and could eject our USB media at this juncture. Opening File Explorer, we see that our USB drive has been mounted and contains all the files necessary to update from Windows 7, 8 or 10, or to perform a clean installation of Windows 11 on this or any other device. When performing a clean installation, you'll need to set your PC's BIOS to temporarily boot first from the USB drive by entering BIOS and changing the order of your boot devices so that the USB drive is the first option selected.